Go leadership team, Pastor David here. Listen, I just wanted to send out a quick little video, a little recap video of our leadership gathering Wednesday night. And I just got to say, first off, thank you so much for making time out of your schedule to come and just get filled up, blessed, connect with one another, and also to hear the vision of where God is leading us in this next season. As I was driving home, this is what I said to Sarah in the privacy of our own car. I was like, honey, I just can't get over how blessed we are to be able to serve Great Oaks Fellowship and the Great Oaks Fellowship community with this level of leadership. It really is something else. And I told her, I said, I just can't get over the spiritual horsepower that's represented in y'all, in your leadership. And the fact that you're bought in to the mission and the vision of our church is an honor. As a pastor, I feel like I've hit the pastoral lottery. I really do mean that. And it's a real honor, and I'm super humbled to serve Jesus with you as we lead others into understanding what it means to say yes to Jesus in every area of their lives. And so thank you for your time. And so if you remember, just to kind of do a quick recap, if you remember in January, what we did is we all got in a room at Alto-Frio retreat, and we just got together and we began to pray, and we began to share some of the more meaningful things that we would say constitutes meaningful experiences in ministry, in a church setting, in a fellowship group setting. And where we landed was these 4 words that spells out SAFE. It's an acronym, and it's SAFE, which means seen, which means basically to be known and to know others. Accountability, which is discipleship. Fun, which is okay. And then encouragement. We all need these 4 things in order to create a meaningful platform for people to experience biblical community. And so what we did last night, on Wednesday night, is I presented this document called the S.A.F.E Story Tool. And what I did is I decided to go first, and just to be able to set the tone of vulnerability, maybe there's even moments of courage that I presented to you guys, as I just kind of categorically worked through those 3 columns in that tool that just kind of hopefully framed out who I am, and the high points, but also some of the hard points, but also being able to celebrate the hand of God in each season of my life. And then being able to share kind of where I'm at today. I'm still a work in progress. And to be able to do that, to also let you know that you have the freedom to be vulnerable, to be honest, so that people can truly see you, and to be able to set the stage for them to be seen as well. And so this document's going to be very important. So we're going to be sending it out to all of our fellowship groups starting on September the 9th. And that's a document that for the next month or so, every fellowship group's going to be working through and talking through and getting to hear one another's stories. It's really a fast track to be able to go deeper in relationship as we pursue the Lord. And what it allows us to really do on the back end is ask better questions of one another, so that we can truly see people, hold them accountable, have fun, and encourage one another into our next steps in saying yes to Jesus. And so, man, pray through that document, work through it on your own time, and get ready to go first as leaders. That's what we do. And so that's the S.A.F.E Story document. The next thing is, there are a handful of you watching this, and you're in leadership, but for whatever reason, maybe a season of life, you were busy, couldn't make it all work out. But one of the things that allows us to be on mission is for each and every leader to be in a fellowship group. And so if you haven't found one, or you're not in one for whatever the reasons are, you will need to sign up for a fellowship group or launch a fellowship group by September 9th, okay? If you're going to be in leadership, what we want to do is we want to model to our community what it means to live out our mission. And part of that is to be in biblical community with one another. It makes a larger church feel small again. And so it's just as much of an important aspect of your life and spiritual growth as it is for those that you're leading. And so we want to make sure that there's not an integrity gap in our leadership, because you're going to be challenging those who aren't in fellowship groups to get in one. And if you're not in one, obviously there's a disconnect and a kink in the hose. And so we want to model well, because it matters, and because the Bible tells us that we need this, okay? So make sure you sign up for a fellowship group, get involved in one between now and September 9th. The next thing, that it was a directive. It's not even a challenge. It's a directive from me to you. As leaders, we have to look beyond the scope of our roles and responsibilities on Sunday. And remember, it's always about people. setting the stage so that they can experience Christ, right? And so what I want you to do is, starting this Sunday, is every Sunday from this point moving forward, is find 3 faces that you don't know, and you are going to be proactive to introduce yourself, get to know them, hear their story, get to know their name, connect with them. You don't have to spend forever, but we want to make sure that with the scope of leadership that we have, of our core leadership, which is about 80 people, everybody is seen on a Sunday morning. And I will tell you, I'm a product of that, because when I started going back to church, I showed up late, I left early. But there's one guy named Kyle Donahue, and he was intentional. And what he did is he walked across the sanctuary, he walked across the room, and he connected with me. He saw me. And through that, a relationship started. And about a year into that process, the Lord gave him insight to me. And he said, David, you would make a good pastor. I didn't see it. There's no way I would have ever arrived at that idea. And actually, it scared the life out of me. The idea that I would even be a pastor. I never wanted to be one. But 20 years later, I'm your pastor because someone walked across the room and connected with me on a Sunday morning. You have that same calling, and I'm challenging you and directing you as leaders. This is what we need to do. And so find whatever you need to do, but look for 3 people on a Sunday morning to connect with. And let's see how God can use that little connection to literally shape and course correct someone who doesn't feel like they have a purpose or a scene or they matter. What a gift and an opportunity that is every Sunday. So I want you to do that. And I'm going to be asking you, and I want you to ask me, how is that going? And that is an expectation moving forward. And I know you're going to do a great job. The last thing is this. We, on January the 10th and 11th, 2025, we're all going to go back to Alto-Frio, and we're going to get in a room together. We're going to spend time together, and we're going to seek the heart of God together and see what he has to say for the next run of ministry for 2025. And so I'm giving you plenty of time here in August to be able to look at your schedule, make plans accordingly, get childcare, take time off, whatever it is that you need to do. There's really only 2 times a year that I ask this type of level of request, but it matters. And so we all need to be in that room together so that we can continue to walk in unity and in vision, okay? So January the 10th and the 11th, 2025, mark your calendars, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And we have some special things that we're adding to it this coming year that I hopefully is going to be a blessing to you and your family, okay? So with that said, that's it, all right? So there you go. I love you. I pray Jesus' blessings over you, your family. And man, let's just continue to preserve unity and walk forward as we continue to learn how to say yes to Jesus in every area of our lives. Bless you in the name of Jesus, and I'll see you soon.